Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Today I'm reviewing another new cigar that just came out by Caldwell Cigars. This is the highly anticipated Midnight Express. This is the Pyramid version, 6x50. So you can tell the 50 is right down here because it tapers down from that point. There's a little picture, a little shot of the band, Midnight Express. Let's see, these use the Arapiraca Connecticut Shade Hybrid wrapper. This is a Connecticut wrapper that has been extra fermented to produce a Maduro, is what they say. Packaged in 20 count boxes, and it comes in 1, 2, 3, 4 sizes, ranging from $10 to $13.80. This being the 1380, I can already tell you that. This just launched at the IPCPR, so let's basically get right to it. There's not a whole lot of information known on this cigar, but this is it. This is the Pyramid. The Eastern Standard Midnight Express is the official name. Caldwell Cigars' newest edition, Midnight Express, the Pyramid version. All right, one thing we need to do, there is the density of the big 50 ring end, and as you can see, it's definitely tapers down quickly. Now I need to remove this little, should slide right off. It does. All right, there's what we're left with. We got plenty of good target to cut. The idea is to cut as little as possible, so let's see. Take a little experimenting here. Actually, that's not bad. Did take off maybe a little more than I wanted to. There's what I took off. But that works. Yeah, good draw. The flavors are quite earthy. I'm going to go with an earthy chocolate and coffee. There is a minor amount of sweetness in the, well, chocolate, and it's sort of coming across as a very light cedar, sweet cedar, but there is very little sweetness to begin with. Black pepper at about a 7, 7.5. And that's sort of how we're starting. I'm not convinced that that's cedar on the front end. It is cedar, and it has somewhat, instead of the sweetness there, somewhat of a brown sugar attached to it, but it's not overly sweet. If you look at a scale of sweetness at 100% being sugar, this is probably 40. So it's sort of sweet, less than half of your normal sweetness that you get from store. But anyway, that's how it starts. Things will change as we go along. Let's see what happens. But that's where we are at the beginning. Well, as you can see, I'm about 1.5 inches or so in, and the burn is a little off on this one. I'm trying to slow down and let it catch up. But you've got a lot more. I'm losing a lot of the earthiness, and I like that. But you've got a lot of coffee notes, chocolate notes, brown sugar laden cedar notes. The pepper is still good. The cigar is somewhere medium bodied at this point. Finish is a cream, sweet cream. I can taste a little bit of influence of the chocolate, but the sweetness has picked up somewhat, and you can tell it's coming from the brown sugar. The chocolate has a little sweetness to it too, but primarily it's the brown sugar. So it's a rather dark noted cigar with the coffee and the chocolate notes. It's not an unsweetened chocolate. It's a regular chocolate like you would get on a shelf of a store. But I want to see if this burn improves. Could just be this cigar. I've had two others and they didn't do this, so I'm gonna check it out here. Let it see what happens. I like to see if that can even out on their own. Well, I'm right around the midpoint. As you can see, my burn, I'm still fighting it. I really hate that, but you know, this is truth in reviewing. This is what's happening. A lot of chocolate notes, brown sugar, a little cedar, coffee, minor amount of earthiness. So nothing's changed. It's still the same things. There is a little butteriness to the chocolate and brown sugar now, and it gives it a smoother, well, buttery flavor. Not overblown, but there is some butter in there to make it in the direction of having some richness. It's not a rich cigar at all, but has some now. Still maybe medium to full, medium to full body. That's about all. Only thing different. I'm intentionally letting the cigar even itself out, or try to. I may have to give up, but and even out myself. But this is sometimes the way things happen. It's not a big deal. I don't like it, but it is honestly what is happening with this one. I'm not going too fast. It's just happening. So let's see where we go from here. Well, we got about 2.5 inches remaining, maybe, and as you can see, the burn did even out after I touched it up. I admit I had to do it. The ash is very tight, and it's sort of well, it's tight to a degree, and it's splintering, as you can see, but that's the best it's burned since I touched it up. This is the best that the cigar has been so far. It hasn't overly excited me. There are a lot of chocolate notes, more butter notes, brown sugar, touch of cedar, and coffee. Pepper is improving. It might be up to close to an 8 by now. It's moving up. Medium to full bodied still. And the finish still has that sort of a chocolate aspect and sweet cream. A little bit of lingering black pepper, average amount. So this is the best the cigar has been. It's been the top end of its sweetness, we'll say. Having a dark noted cigar with no sweetness is not my thing. This has the chocolate notes are starting to get sweeter. Brown sugar is bringing it out. So it's the best it's been so far. So I'll be back to wrap it up here in a few minutes. Well, we're down to the end, so let's wrap it up. I'm going to break this down for you as explicit as I can. Here at the end, the cigar continued to get better the smaller the ring gauge got. Here at the end, it is the best it's been all day. Tremendous amount of chocolate notes, tremendous amount of brown sugar notes, tremendous amount of cedar notes. Coffee remained the base. There's that still slight butteriness to the flavors, which helped it a lot. But the cigar started here and it went up as far as enjoyability. The first third of the cigar I would rate about 88. The middle started improving, maybe got to about a 90. Here at the very end, it was a 92. That's as good as that it was going to get with me. Averaging out, I'm giving it a score of 91. Now, a lot of Caldwell lovers and enthusiasts are going to furrow their brow with that score, but this cigar just didn't excite me until the end, and that's just not enough to give it a exceptional score. That's my opinion, and you know, hey, that's the way things fall. But it did get really good at the end, in the final third, we'll say, which makes me wonder. I wonder if a small ring gauge cigar in this format would do very well. I do not know how the other cigars, the other Vitolas in this series are, because I haven't had them. But for this cigar, the Pyramid, I'm rating a 91. So there you have it, the Caldwell Eastern Standard Midnight Express.